Warning: this video explores mature themes that some viewers might find disturbing. If you or anyone you know needs help, please visit the link provided in the description. Thank you. The regular web forums, they're child's play. They're for teenagers trying to understand why they're drawn to pain. The forums on the dark web, that's where the experts are. These are the people that have practiced self-harm for decades. To them, it's a form of art. The things they do to themselves. There's no words. Many of these self-abnegators don't practice as an escape or for relief. They're doing it for pleasure. Some of them, even lovingly, describe it as euphoria or as an awakening. Can you imagine? You're too afraid to take it that far. It's like diving off a cliff. You suppose it feels exhilarating, but the very idea is terrifying as hell. At least, that's how you felt until now. You found a group of people to share this with. You've never been able to talk freely with anyone about this before, but the group, they're so insightful, they really get you. Especially Julia, the moderator, and Christian, of course. They have shown you so many things, the right techniques, the right mindset, naturally, but most importantly, they have taken away your sense of shame. The practices are both spiritual and scientific in nature. They are syncretic meditation-based practice, combining Eastern philosophy and modern Western medicine. Julia and Christian have shown you prayers you can actually believe in, making you not only feel better, but also shaping you into a better person. You spend hours on your Tor browser, exchanging techniques and experiences with everyone else. You have a community now. You have a life now, for the first time you can remember. You don't know why it began, but you know when and where. You were 4 years old and splashing around in a public swimming pool in Hamburg with your parents. Somehow, you started sinking. They say the drowning child makes no sound. They don't flail their arms or gasp for air, they just sink. And that's what happened to you. You don't remember much, you just sunk further and further down. But instead of reaching the tiled bottom of the swimming pool, you remember sinking for way too long. The water around you became black, oily, sticky. You don't recall anything after that. They say you got sucked down by a malfunctioning pool drain. When they got you out, your hand was a bloody mess. Apparently your misadventure with the drain mangled your hand somehow. You mostly recovered quickly after the incident, but your hand was never the same. It hurt on and off, a reminder of your horror. The worst bit is, you want to make it hurt. You want it to keep hurting. Get home. You have to get home. You slip and stumble on the icy sidewalk. Sleet and harsh winds whip your face as you make your way down Bahnhofstrasse towards your apartment building. You close your eyes and take a deep breath. A woman laughs. You hear the sound of clinking glasses, a loud bang. A dog snarls. You shake as you punch in the code for your building door. You have 24 steps of stairs to your apartment. You have counted them many times. The keys. You fumble to unlock the door. You don't bother with turning on the lights or taking off your shoes, leaving wet footprints on the hardwood floor as you walk into the bathroom. You grab the knife near the sink and make 3 quick cuts in your forearm. A shrill, loud sound erupts like screams over white noise penetrating your mind. You feel the anxiety subsiding as the pain washes over you. Then you sink deeply into a feeling of relief, tranquility, and excitement as the shrieking sound stops. You exhale deeply while a tired smile forms on your lips. You sink down on the floor, grabbing a towel to soak up the blood from your bleeding arm. You're fine, for now. The anticipation for tonight just got the better of you. You need to eat something, though, and you grab some stale bread from the counter. You eat it while staring out through the window at the city. It's New Year's Eve, and people are celebrating. Fireworks light up the cranes in the harbor, competing with the orange glow of the streetlights. Both capture the fog rolling in from the south of the city. Otherwise, it's just dark. No snow. Winter has been warm, but very windy so far. Is global warming? Probably. Something you don't really have the energy to worry about, but feel as though you should. Another loud bang and a flash, and you feel your hand tingle. It's New Year's Eve and you're alone. But that's not uncommon for you. You try to socialize, you really do. But it often turns out like that one song that lives in your head for weeks at a time. You feel completely alone at a table of friends and just keep stabbing the ice in your drink with a straw. You have other stuff on your mind mostly. There's another bang outside and the streets below light up. The light, it doesn't seem like firework for some reason. There's a bluish cold hue from the flash following the bang. For a moment, that radiance, you don't recognize your city. It seems completely alien. Another firework goes off, far too close to your building, and you move to cover your eyes. The city goes back to its usual winter self. Even better, your laptop on the kitchen table chooses that moment to chime. He's online. You met Christian on a bus returning from a night of drinking. You sat on the far end of the bus where the lights were low. You didn't even notice him before he spoke. You can't remember exactly what you talked about, perhaps music or maybe the weather. Then, surprising you most of all, you embraced each other. It wasn't sexual, it was far more intimate than that, the knowing loyalty of siblings. But that wasn't even the best thing. It was the way he buried his fingernails in your forearm as you were locked in the embrace. He left 5 cuts that lasted for days. And there was something else that moved you. The glimmering eyes of the people watching you through the bus window. They made you recoil from his grip. Let them watch, he whispered and pulled you tighter. You met him again a week later in the same place, just the two of you on the night bus. That time, he wrapped the steel wire around your throat. The week after, you met again on the bus. This time, he was in the company of an elderly woman. He introduced her as Julia, his mentor. She looked at you curiously and told you a strange story. A story about how traveling through the city on a deserted night bus was like a gateway into another world. Kind of like Narnia, she said and smiled. Here's where we find our passion, our small group. We'd like you to be a part of our family, if you'd have us. That's not really a thing you do, violently opening up yourself to strangers on a night bus and start calling them family. But you felt right away that they were not strangers. They understood the rush, the sweet twitching and tightening of the muscles, the hot flash of intoxication, the ecstasy, the drunken nausea. They understood it all. Perhaps it's the closest thing to love you can experience. You don't consider yourself capable of loving. The last time you felt love, you think, was from your parents, but they left you alone as a child. What's the point of love anyway? New Year's Eve is your first memory of your new foster family after your parents passed away. You had probably been staying with your new family for just a couple of weeks and they had already decided they hated you. You could feel it. So, you sat alone looking out the window watching them, your new mom, dad, brother and sister, as they ignited fireworks and cheered at the glittering starbursts in the sky. They tried to get you to come with them outside, but they hadn't really tried, had they? Not in earnest. When you picked up the lighter they had left on the table and let the flame lick the palm of your hand, your eyes rolled back and your mouth fell open in awe. It felt so good. They hated you even more after that. You could tell they thought that you did it to get their attention, but that was not it at all. You just wanted to feel something. Well, you did, and you still have the scar to show it. What you felt was a deep tickling sensation, a tremble of satisfaction that grew into a wave of euphoria. It was not just from the burn. The biggest satisfaction came from the look on the family's eyes as they were watching you through the window. That certain glimmer that seemed to say something. But what? It was something that you always wanted to surrender to again, to just let go. When Christian said he wanted to help you relive that moment, you felt sick to your stomach. Why the hell would you want to do that? But then you felt that tickling again. And here you are, on New Year's Eve, 25 years later, drunk, alone, and ready to revisit that feeling that has always evaded you since. You log on to the private chat room and turn on the webcam. He's there. Christian is about the same age as you. He's tall and slim with dark, slicked back hair. His usual expression suggests that he's in deep thought. At first, you thought it was a sign of sadness, and maybe it is, but it's countered by the alertness and spark in his eyes that make him seem almost childlike. That brightness in his eyes is noticeable now as his excitement glows through your computer screen. The chat room is filling up fast. The watchers come in ones and twos to begin with, then in tens, and the number just keeps rising. You watch in amazement as the number passes 100, then in disbelief it passes 200, but it keeps going. It finally stops at 2,160. They have logged in from every part of the world to watch you. You start to sweat looking for a way out of this. But then Christian's calm voice comes through your private channel. I know it's hard. Just close your eyes. You're standing on the crossroads edge, afraid to reach out for eternity. But it's okay. You're in control. Look back. Go to your inner place. Go towards the waters. You close your eyes and exhale deeply. You don't even feel the flame. You don't feel anything. You only smell your burning flesh. You feel disappointed and disgusted. This is not what you wanted. You're a fool to think that this would somehow heal you or give you an experience that you thought you once had. It's all a delusion. Then another voice comes through your headphones. It's ageless, genderless, insistent, and it simply says, open your eyes. Your eyelids strain, almost like they were forced apart, and you open your eyes. You stare into what looks like a pitch-black sky full of stars, until you realize you're looking into the eyes of hundreds of people watching you through the internet. It's dark in your room. It seems that the only light that exists shines from their eyes. You suddenly feel completely at ease. Your breathing is calm and deep, and your body feels heavy. As you sit up straight, it feels like you're moving in slow motion. Something flickers outside your window. You turn slowly to look. It's that bluish light again. It pulses, almost to the rhythm of your heartbeat, flooding the streets. You slowly rise and walk to the window. As you approach, the wind outside builds into a storm. With no warning, your window slams open. The freezing wind tries to push you back. You gasp and instinctively raise your arms to shield yourself. The wind howls in your ears, and you have to squint to be able to make out the city outside. A vast cityscape stretches out below. This is a part of Hamburg you've never seen and you're fairly certain doesn't exist. You see huge modern buildings of glass and metal, Gothic spires and Roman arches, impossible architecture that extends as far as the eye can see. The sky is dark and the city is illuminated by a vibrant, cold blue light coming from the horizon. Bridges, viaducts, cobbled streets, and multi-lane highways lead between the buildings. Everything looks empty. There is no movement, no people, no animals. Just a crashing wind making litter dance through the streets. In the far distance, the sky is colored red. Beneath it, on a hill, a majestic tree grows. Its wide crown bears no leaves, and its bark is black as night. Its size is impossible to grasp. Sometimes it seems to rise above the highest skyscrapers at the horizon, and sometimes it hides in the shadow of the enormous concrete complex that stands behind it. Sometimes it seems to reach for the sky as a giant claw, and sometimes it bows to the majestic city below the hill. The tree rustles in the wind, but the branches don't move as they should. It's not a tree after all, it seems. It's a construct made of rusty metal parts, gears, barbed wire, rebar, steel beams, and chains holding it together. You gasp at the sight. Something about it makes you want to kneel down and worship. It's beautiful, and in a sense it's telling you something about the world, about yourself, something you feel you have always known but somehow forgot. You feel the presence of someone standing next to you. It's Christian. He takes your hand and you both gaze out at the dark city, watching the tree sway in the wind. It's a dizzying, overwhelming sight, like seeing the vastness of the universe and being afraid to suddenly escape Earth's gravity and fall into nothingness. The hours pass as shadows dance around the room from the pulsating light of the city. You hold Christian's hand as you speak in hushed tones. A fog rolls in over the city and buries it in a dirty, white blanket. Somewhere far away, the sound of church bells ring, and the two of you hear faint voices singing hymns. You whisper to each other about the tree of iron and about the pilgrim, about the wonders of the dark city and its internal foundation, about the bottomless abyss and the churning of the machine city, the mysteries that dwell in citadels of power, and about the strange creatures that overlook the city from its cradle of myriad hills. It must be close to dawn now, but the city outside is wrapped in an everlasting velvety darkness. You mumble to each other about the severity of Gebura, about the mercy of Chesed, and about the beauty of Tifereth. The two of you stare at the formidable tree and speak about the long journey there, the concept of Tzimtzum, the founding of the church and the congregation of the blessed. You speak in awe about the euphoria and the bliss that pain brings to those who believe. Out there, the vast and empty cityscape beckons you, calls your true name, a name that you know but has never been spoken, not yet anyway. In a matter of seconds, your vision is blurred by a thick, wet fog. There's a voice calling out, but it's muffled and impossible to make out. You suddenly find it hard to breathe and fall on your knees, coughing violently. The voice comes back. It's a woman's voice. "We're going swimming. It will be great fun, won't it?" You hear yourself answer as your lips move involuntarily. "Yes, Mommy." You're walking through a corridor in harsh fluorescent light with lockers on each side of the hallway. You're 4 years old and you hold your mother's hand as she pulls you towards the big green doors that lead to the swimming pool. She's excited. She walks a bit too fast for you. You slip on the wet floor tiles trying to keep up with her pace. You're in the water. It's cold. You hear whispers and you sink further and further down. You're in a dark room. There's a man in here. His golden teeth shine as he smiles at you in the darkness. There is something else here, a shadow moving in the dark. Something takes hold of your hand, caresses it, and then kisses it. You're back in your room, kneeling on the floor as you retch painfully, spewing black, oily fluid from your lungs. This was episode 1 of our playthrough of Deep Waters, the new scenario for Kult Divinity Lost by Helmgast. If you like what we do and want to support us, and listen to next week's episode right now, you can do so by supporting us on patreon.com. Please leave a like and a comment, and subscribe to our channel so YouTube's algorithm knows that we're doing something right. Until next week, this is Lorefall. Thank you so much for listening.